So the American government announced over, is it July? June? No, it's June.
Yeah, it's June.
That
few days, like 4 or 5 dates in June.
That there's going to be blackouts of the GPS signal in a large area of California, a huge area.
Not just California as well. I mean, it spreads. It's massive, like a huge area, like it equates to like a quarter of the land area of the US almost in terms of like the radius of it. It's big. It's a fucking giant patch.
Yes.
Just blocking GPS signal.
Yeah, which is blocking it at different heights. The size of the area that is going to be the GPS is going to be disrupted is smaller at ground level and gets larger as you go up.
Yeah.
Some people
it's like a big cone of whatever.
So I guess, and some people have suggested that. So therefore, it's obviously some sort of GPS jamming type technology that they're testing. Some people suggest it was maybe airborne because of the shape of that cone. Is that you have a stronger signal that goes further at the top, and as it goes down,
kind of almost like exactly.
It's in a sphere of signal.
Yeah,
and that sphere of signal is smaller basically when you're at the ground level compared to when it's emitting at height.
But that's one interpretation. But intriguingly, it seemed to be that the radius of this thing was centered on the Naval Weapons Research Station at China Lake.
Yeah, I think.
And I mean, again, this is potentially already getting into the kind of conspiracy aspect of it.
I think that was on Gizmodo. They kind of that was the center point.
Yeah, at least it's very close to the center point.
Yeah,
but I mean, maybe that's just where they take off, because that is a research institution, a military research institution. So that's where their plane is that takes off.
So so we know that GPS jamming is possible. You basically just flood GPS frequency signals to all the devices around it, and just as you do with normal jamming.
Yeah, sure.
But this one seems to be on a absolutely massive scale.
Yeah.
I mean, some really powerful emitting technology.
Yeah. It's so huge.
A huge area.
And they're saying in the warning that was issued, they're saying things like flight control systems in certain aircraft could be compromised.
Well, this is the thing. It's over the Bay Area. California's LA, everything. Yeah. So for periods of time on these particular dates, there's going to be GPS sketch outs happening. I mean, planes.
Some of the busiest airports in the world are right underneath that.
Yeah. I mean, they use GPS to help land planes in poor visibility, and there was even a warning in the thing they released saying that certain planes have like control fins that use GPS type signals to help them stabilize. A particular type of private jet, I think it was.
Yeah.
And therefore it may, have control problems. It's like,
that's it.
I mean,
how could they do? I mean, it's the government, right? The US government.
They
just like,
it's illegal to have GPS jammers as a private citizen.
Sure.
In the UK, in the US, and the UK, loads of places in Europe and stuff. There was actually some stories.
Are they normally? Sorry, go on.
There's stories about truckers who had this guy was like smuggling stuff, and he had a GPS jammer, and he would drive past where they were testing GPS technology to help land aircraft in poor visibility conditions, and it would switch off at roughly the same time every day, and they found out it was this guy driving past with a GPS jammer so that he couldn't be tracked by law agencies.
Wow.
He got fined like crazy, but yeah.
They're obviously just normally like a small sort of, kind of almost like a handheld type device.
I just think they can be various sizes,
right.
Just like a sort of little aerial type thing.
But this spreads something like, if you look at the issued statement, there's like a map with the different radii at different altitudes, and the widest one's like 500 nautical miles.
Yeah, it's massive. Just a blackout. Be useful in warfare though, wouldn't it? Providing it doesn't ruin the things that your military type things that are relying on GPS.
Yeah.
Too much, as if they can use a different frequency, then maybe it doesn't do that so much of a problem.
Yeah, unless you can kind of mount it on some like unmanned drone and just fly it above the country or something.
Yeah, if you go,
it's big enough to cover a country in GPS blackout.
Yeah. Yeah, and presumably you could jam all sorts of other technologies and add to those kinds of emitters. I guess it depends on the wavelengths and stuff. But
there's just something about the kind of the way that it's been announced. I mean, it hasn't been announced. There's just a statement been issued that obviously the news websites have picked up on. And these kind of statements get issued all the time.
Yeah.
For they're like notices to pilots, notices to mariners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they have like rocket launches or anything that could be like an abnormal something going on in the airspace or in the sea or whatever. But this is just a particularly ridiculous one.
Yeah.
And it's just the way that it's just like, so we're just going to shut down GPS over like some of the largest, most populated cities in the US for a few days. Why not? Just do that because we can. Because we want to test our thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's happening.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, imagine autonomous cars and stuff in that situation.
Yeah.
They'd just be driving around in circles.
If they were, that's a good point. If we were just everyone was relying on autonomous cars.
People are going to become ever more reliant on GPS signals, on those types of technology. I mean,
quite a powerful weapon.
A powerful weapon in the
next
future.
Few decades, probably.
Yeah. I mean, you could even you could imagine a situation where having a kind of terrorist type GPS / whatever style jamming sort of bomb type thing is way more effective in killing people and causing disruption than normal explosives.
An actual explosive,
in some point in the future.
Yeah. Especially over a place like that where there's millions of people in autonomous cars that are all relying on a GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're probably looking at things. They're not just testing the weapon as such. I imagine they'll be testing, things to try and stop it.
Yeah.
And, countermeasures and all sorts of bits of bobs. Other ways to communicate in that situation or locate yourself. Or I don't know if that's possible, but you'd assume they would be thinking along those lines.
Yeah. You do wonder why they don't just fly it up to, like, the Canadian high Arctic or somewhere where there's just no population.
Just a bit far. Just who cares?
Just doing it for jokes, basically.
Yeah, they're doing it for, 5 days?
Yeah.
5 days or something like that. 6
maybe
days.
Maybe they need proximity to where their research stuff is for whatever reason.
Yeah,
maybe it's not airborne.
I mean, couldn't they have just?
Another thing.
Well, the other thing is might not be airborne yet. That's true. I mean, they could have sent it out on a ship though into the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
Although.
Is that what you really want to do?
I don't know. Where.
Possibly not.
Where you'd want to test it. I mean, you don't want to. But surely the best idea is not to test. It's like the best scenario surely is not. Let's just test it over the most heavily populated part of the US or nearly.
Where there's like huge airports and flights coming in all the time and all various other things.
It might be just because they want to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I imagine that.
Some people.
I imagine that this is going to be quite a big thing, right? When this happens,
people's phones are going to not be picking up GPS signals anymore, and hopefully we'll get little YouTube videos of these things happening.
Yeah, in the immediate area, that first sort of radius, it's like 50 feet, like altitude. I think the blocks. If you look at that map, it's blocked at an altitude of 50 feet. So I guess if you're above 50 feet above sea level.
Yeah, I don't quite know how that works.
No, neither do I.
If that signal and that map equates to things on the ground being jammed as well, and they just didn't put the radius into that, or whether it's 50 feet off sea level. They didn't give a sea level reading is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know if it's designed because that's what they want to limit it to.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't put that on the...
Yeah, it's possible, yeah.
Because that would black out the whole of... San Francisco is probably basically sea level. I imagine LA is nearly sea level. I mean, they're right.
Roughly.
They're not high up, are they?
No.
I don't really know, but...
Yeah, no. But yeah, certainly there's going to be stories about it probably after it's happened, and probably a shitload of crazy conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. I want to believe after hearing this.
Yeah. Testing some kind of alien tech.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
Yeah, probably might be true.
Probably not.